NuubCast.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another NuubCast. Though this is a special NuubCast, kind of a bridge between number 499 and 500, as it is ready to go, but our vehicle of delivery is not quite there yet. 500 will come out tomorrow, all things being equal. In the meantime, I'm going to bring you a very special best of three, all-in-one video from the Intel Extreme Masters Season 6 World Championship out of Hanover, Germany. And what we're going to be doing here is these games have already been cast brilliantly by guys like Mr. Bitter and Apollo, and Kylaris is over there, as well as Rotterdam, of course. And they have already done a brilliant job with these games, but the replays go up immediately, which is so amazing at IEM. So I'm just going to take this opportunity, something I don't get to do very often, casting a series of pro games, and I'm just going to throw it out there and see what happens. Post it up tonight when it's all done, and tomorrow we'll have number 500. So this is NuubCast number 499.5. That's right. And it's going to be long, so strap yourself in, get yourself some popcorn, get yourself some, I don't know, Pop-Tarts, glass of soda, anything, anything you want. This is, we've got three games back-to-back. I'm just going to straight cast all three of them, and we are going to have a blast because we have some amazing players right here for this best of three. None other than Evil Genius's JYP in the red Protoss pieces, and his opponent, of course, Empire's Violet, playing Zerg in the beautifully bright and fluffy purple pieces. And of course, Violet getting that spawning pool up and raring to go, already has his hatch down, and a pretty standard opening here for Violet. As we see JYP, of course, doing the super standard Forge Fast Expand. Wants to get his Forge up and ready. Going to have this pylon so he can see any Zerglings attacking these rocks to get in at his natural. The map here is Metropolis. A lot of you guys who play on the ladder are probably not familiar with this map at all, unless, of course, you have been watching the GSL. It is on this past season's GSL map pool. It's a pretty good map, fairly standard. These positions are pretty good because of the direction of the ramps. They're on the outside of the main, so rush distance is not a real factor if you're in cross positions, or if you're close by. I guess, is this close by air? I don't even know. So you can see JYP getting double gas, very standard for a build like this. Getting the Cyber Core down. Interesting placement for that, but I like it. Very well hidden over here in the back behind this expansion. Violet getting his Overlords out on the map. Wants to be able to see everything that's going on. The Scouting Probe looks like it will die, and look at this. Violet getting a fast third, which is so very common in this matchup when the Protoss player inevitably takes his Forge Fast Expand at this level of play. It doesn't always happen at lower levels. I mean, I rarely take a Forge Fast Expand. I just feel so much safer when I have gateways up there first, have some units out. But this is pretty much the way it plays out in at every high-level PvZ. It's a Forge Fast Expand, or die trying, as Naniwa would say. And the Zerg gets his fast third hatchery out. And the job of the Protoss is to harass and attack this third, and while trying to get his own third up. And the Zerg's job, of course, is to keep the Protoss from getting a third up, and trying to stay ahead economically. And you saw it in the, you can see it right now in the production tab. Hello. We have JYP getting Stargate and 3 gateways, but it looks like He's going to see all 3 buildings, all 3 gateways, but he still has yet to see that Stargate. Zealots coming in, see this third, going to try and do a little bit of harassment, going to kill some drones perhaps, or Queen, maybe nothing, because all of those units are faster than Zealots. And they're just going to go to work on that hatchery. And of course, the Zealots putting themselves in the locked-in position behind those minerals. And the Zealots are going to go down, get the surround from the Lings, and down they go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Here comes the first Void Ray out for JYP. Needs to be careful because there is an Overlord. I guess he doesn't care. He's just going to go over there and kill it. It's going to show off his Void Ray right away. That, of course, is going to give Violet time to throw down spores at every base, which I'm sure he's going to do momentarily. Maybe he's not going to react immediately. Yep, there they go. Down go the spores. 1 in each mineral line. Nothing at the third yet, but I can't imagine he's not going to put one there because that is the most vulnerable of his bases. More Zealots moving out onto the field. And I think our game sounds are kind of low. So instead of starting over, I'm just going to quick pause it and turn that up, and I'll be right back. And right back we are. Game sounds are a little bit higher. We've got some Zealots whacking on some Zerglings down here at the bottom as the Void Ray charging up on the Roach Warren. Looks like it's going to be able to take it out. And up goes the Queen, getting quickly taken out by that charged Void Ray. Is he going to get another Queen? No, choosing to back off instead of trying to focus down any other of those units. Void Ray didn't lose, just a little bit of hull. Not too bad, though. And Stargirl riding on her wooden pony on the floor in the background. If you are unfamiliar, as you likely are, there are 2 island maps here on Metropolis. They are both covered in creep. But of course, neither player gets vision from that creep, as you can imagine. It is neutral creep. Phoenix is out and about, wanting to do some harassment, wanting to check out the map, be sure that there's no 4th or 5th or 6th hatcheries getting out. Is he going to get this Queen before the spores pop? The answer is yes, he probably will. He's probably going to have to lift it one more time, but there's another Queen. Oh, perfect. And oh my goodness. Perfect transfuse on the Queen right before she dies. And it was a double transfuse. So she basically right back to full health almost. Unbelievable. Very nice. Very nice by Violet. JYP out, going to kill some creep tumors. And here come the Roach and Zergling army. Going to take the long way around. Let's see what JYP has at home. Lots of stalkers. Got some sentries and zealots down at the bottom to force field off. Looks like he's going to move down here. It looks like he saw where the army was going to come in from because he's moving his units down to the third. And in they come. Where's the force field? Oh no, all these Zerglings and Roaches getting surrounded on the sentries, and now the Ling's going to be able to get up into the natural. Roaches. Oh my goodness. Roach is able to kill some cannons. We've got a Roach and several Lings up here in the natural. Immortal, not focusing on the Roach, but on the Lings, which is interesting, and they are sitting on hold position, it looks like, which is a very strange thing. And now these Roaches, which were pushed back momentarily, got chased out by the Stalkers, and now they are heading home. And now it looks like they're going to wait up with these reinforcements and head in again as we have more Lings coming out for Violet. We also have Mutalisks on the field, and Blink and Colossus coming out here for JYP. There are Phoenix out here, and along with the cannons are going to push back those Mutas. But here they is the main attack here at the front, taking out pylons. And there's a lot of units coming in. Violet's continuing to make tons of Zerglings. Big flock of mutas. Almost, we have 15 Mutalisks. Phoenix out there wants to see where those Mutalisks are. But more and more Zerglings just pouring in. And there is going to be a big attack here. JYP moving out. He's got the Colossus out here now. He's got to be careful. Blink has finished. He's got 1/1 upgrades to no attack, but 1 Carapace for Violet. And he does have 1 melee, but not 1 range. Zerglings pouring into the natural. Going to get surrounded these buildings and be content to start taking them down, taking down the cannons. But he's giving JYP time, and as he pulls away his army and his probes, the mutas are going to come in to try and take out that Nexus, but nothing doing here as JYP is able to be everywhere at once somehow, which I always thought was impossible with the Protoss army. But he was able to push in the right places and get those Lings and Mutas out of the way. I still feel like the game sounds are a tiny bit soft. Banelings, you heard them morph, and here they come. About 25 Banelings morphing, and a bunch more Mutalisks coming in. We have more Stalkers being warped in, Gateways being replaced, Forge being replaced, more Colossus coming out. We've only 1 Colossus so far, a couple of Immortals. That Thermal Lance just getting started. Lings want to move in, they want to see where the army is, they want to see what is going on, what JYP is doing, see where the Colossus is, see if the whole army is in one spot, if he's split up, see what he can see informationally. He's going to see that the army is in 2 places, which is going to give Violet some pause. So what he's doing, he does have the +2 attack. Oh, lots of drops coming down. Baneling bombs. Oh, no. Here we go. Baneling bombs away. Mutalisks attacking the Colossus. Going to be taking him down. Blinking the Stalkers back. Wants to get away from those Banelings. Mutalisks, though, are doing all kinds of damage. Still more Banelings to be dropped. Stalkers blinking back. Still some more. And wow! JYP able to thwart the Baneling attack, but there's still lots of Mutalisks and Roaches out here. I am so astounded. Only, look at that. Only a few Stalkers, even in the red, those Banelings did almost nothing. I am so astounded. What did they die on? Did they die? Was there a lot of Zealots there? Was there an Immortal soaking it all up? I totally could not even tell what the Banelings were dying on. But JYP looking to take a 4th, as his 3rd is up and running solidly. Cannons in the front, nothing in the back here, so very open to Mutalisk harassment as we have the Mutalisks coming back out. They're going to be taking some pot shots at these probes. Undoubtedly, I mean, there's plenty of room to come over to the side. This area is seriously vulnerable. No tanks and lots of room for killing, but these Mutalisks content to hang out there. Zerglings, again, those are informational Lings. They just want to get pushed out. They want to see what they can find out about where JYP's army is. And of course, now that, JYP tries to push out a Warp Prism. Oh man, I don't like, why'd he fly into where the cannons are? Here comes Violet down to the 4th, going to force a cancel on that Nexus, and now going to try and move into the 3rd, but JYP is already back in position, and these Banelings probably going to have to get canceled. Yeah, he's not going to let them finish. Going to immediately plop that Nexus right back down. Again, there's this huge area where these Mutalisks could be super effective, but Violet choosing to go in where the cannons are, but now that he's mined out here, that's less effective. I mean, still wide open here, easily wide open here, can do all kinds of damage if he wants to come back around the other side with those Mutalisks. Maybe it's just they're at that position where JYP has so many Blink Stalkers that Violet doesn't feel that moving in with the Mutalisks is a good idea. I think though once this army sees all these Stalkers coming in, he's gonna move in with those Mutalisks. He almost has to. And here he goes, but he's not. Why are you one-shotting the cannons? But this area is pretty much done. He's not really going to be doing anything of worth here. JYP does engage with Violet's ground army, and now he's way ahead. And it looks like we might be forced into some kind of base trade situation. There's a storm on the Mutalisks, and here we are. Lots of Zerglings coming in. Not going to be too helpful against this composition here by JYP. We do have Pathogen Glands trying to finish up. Wants to be able to get some fungals out. In the meantime, Violet doing all kinds of damage in JYP's base, killing pylons, trying to perhaps supply block JYP, and counterattacking with Lings. Going to be heading into the fourth, but there's so many cannons here. In the meantime, though, Violet doing all kinds of damage, killing cannons, taking out tech structures. We saw he lost several important tech structures. He's not going to be able to make much else, if anything. And now JYP splitting up his army, going to be taking half of it out to try and do something against these Mutalisks, while the rest of his army is back here killing units. Now we have more Overlords getting out of the way here. Is there... What's in those Overlords? Drones? Yeah, drones and queens in the Overlords. Out of the way. And JYP wants to keep... Oh, he takes down all the cannons, but now he's here with his Blink Stalkers, and now the Mutalisks have to get out of dodge. They cannot stick around. I cannot see Violet being able to come back from this. He's making a bunch of roaches, but 15 roaches is not going to be enough to deal with this composition right here, and he has enough Stalkers to hold off these Mutalisks wherever they are. Maybe now that the army is split, if he brings all the Mutalisks back and he's able to get all the roaches together, he might be able to do something, but it doesn't look good at all right now for Violet in this game. And I expect to see GG any minute now from Violet. Mined out in the main. Natural's gone. Third base, pretty much mined out, but not... And everything else is pretty much... He's got all his drones in one place here. And as soon as he's able to engage this, it's gonna be GG. Anytime, anytime, anytime. There it is. And Violet has left the game. That's game one in the books. And while I'm talking to you, I'm going to put up this little bitty overlay while I switch replays, and we're going to jump directly into game two of JYP versus EmpireViolet. And this game, we're back. Welcome to NuubCast. We are doing a special presentation from IEM Hanover in Germany, Season 6 of the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. This is a Day 1 Group A set between EmpireViolet and his opponent, Evil Geniuses, JYP. First game on Metropolis. Just a very good showing by JYP, able to withhold what was a Mutalisk, Ling composition with some Baneling bombs, and I think that was really the turning point of that game, was the ability of JYP to almost... He really didn't take any Stalker damage from the Baneling drops, and I think that was probably the thing that was able to keep him alive and keep him strong in that first game. And here we are on what I believe is Daybreak. And no, this is Cloud Kingdom. Sorry, my apologies. It's a very new map to me. I've only played on it a few times, seen it a bunch, but now casting on it for I think maybe the second time. whatever the case may be, we are going to see similar opening this game as we saw last from JYP. Going to be a Forge Fast Expand. And we're seeing again a quick spawning pool from Violet, probably 10 I think it was, or maybe 12. And JYP drops the pylon, wants to slow down that expansion. Is he going to put one at the third as well? That would be pretty smart if he were to do that. But instead, Violet's just going to get out his 4 lings and his queen. And he's going to take that out real quick. And they're going to be... Oh, no! He's putting the gateway down as well. He really wants to delay this hatchery from Violet. Curious to see if he's going to cancel it once the pylon goes down. I probably will cancel it. Probably going to let it go all the way to the end. And if it will even get to the end. Now, there's too many lings here. Now, JYP actually has to be paying attention. He has to be careful. Oh, I was going to say, my goodness. Focusing on getting the probe, and he is able to get that scouting probe. And now these lings are going to be able to go ahead and tear down this gateway. And he does cancel it at the last second, as you might imagine. And it immediately goes up at home, as his Nexus is now a quarter of the way done. But of course, Violet doing what he must do and immediately dropping 2 hatches, one at the natural, one at the third. Now this third is extremely wide open. You have this ramp, which is very wide here, and wide open over here, of course, as you see where JYP's probe is. He's going to be able to walk right in here and see that. Natural, much more protected, just this one narrow opening, but that third very harassable for either player, as probably much more difficult for the Protoss to take this third than for the Zerg, who can drop several spines down here if they so choose. Not that the Protoss can't put up cannons, but lings getting in the main, really just to peek around and do some scouting. Not really, they're not purposed to take out probes, but if they're able to get 1 or 2, that's good. If they're able to pull them off mining, that's even better. That becomes a very useful thing for Violet. Gas is just starting to go down for Violet. Just 1 thus far, probably going to mine for Zergling speed. Curious as to, not curious, but interested to how many of the races, I think Protoss is the only race right now that doesn't have any no gas openings. That aren't cheese. Obviously, you can cannon rush, you can proxy gate and things like that. Ooh, look at that cancel on those creep tumors. Pretty nice by Violet. And these Zerglings, even without speed, which has just started, are going to be able to pick away at this Zealot and maybe kill him by the time he gets home. But second Zealot joins, and they're going to bugger off, whatever you like. JYP with the proxy pylon over here to perchance do some harassment. We have upgrades already in the queue for JYP, and of course waiting for that warp gate technology to finish up. Another just a small group of Zerglings being made for Violet. Wants to have a few out on the field once his speed finishes up, so that he is able to have a little bit of map control. Now these Zealots see all the lings that are coming out, and they're going to immediately turn around and head the other direction. He doesn't want any part of that many Zerglings, even with 3 Zealots, even with a 4th joining. That's quite a few lings, and they're just going to move right in to protect this third, and that's exactly what you want to do. We're going to have a Spore Crawler up in the back for Violet, though there is no Stargate as of yet from JYP. We do have That is a lot of zealots, and they can do a lot of damage if they're allowed to get in here and do their thing. Yeah, get back in there. Oh, warping in some more zealots. But we got roaches in here. More roaches being made. And that's one thing that, of course, JYP wants to make Violet do. He wants him to make as many units as possible, keep him away from making drones. He wants to keep pressure on so that he's forced to make units. Of course, roaches who will lose a battle one-on-one against zealots, but if kited, obviously, just like pretty much any other unit, can really do a number on them. But JYP does have these sentries out there, and if he is able to get force fields around those roaches, obviously that is going to be of great benefit for him. But it looks like he's going to pull out. He's going to wait for these units to come in and try and take out that pylon, but no, he's not close enough to get any force fields yet. But this is actually becoming quite a large force for Violet. He's committing to a lot of units. He's committing to defending this. Guardian Shield goes up. Nice force fields by Violet, funneling these units in. Zealots are all going to go down, and now these roaches are going to have to go in single file, and they're just going to meet a whole lot of zealots on the way. But now the force fields go down, and the roaches are going to kill all the zealots, and now these sentries are going to get beat, and the Zerglings coming in, more zealots being warped, and able to take down the Zerglings. But now these armies are way too closely matched. Violet's going to run away until the Zerglings come out, and now, again, JYP is the one who has to get out of dodge. Blink finished for JYP, but definite win for Violet here, and now he takes a commanding lead in supplies, and again continuing to make units and instead of drones, and he might be looking to counter right away with a sizable force here of Lings and Roaches. If we check out the front of JYP's base, just a few Stalkers and no third base. We do have Blink is finished, no charge, and no other tech going up, just some yeah, this is not looking good for JYP. This is a large force, Lings and Roaches, and no sentries, no zealots, pure Stalker force. Not going to do well against this composition. There are a bunch, obviously on the high ground is going to be very helpful, but Violet content to just get out of dodge with so many Stalkers on the high ground. And now warping in a few zealots to help out. In the meantime, Violet, knowing that JYP is stuck in his base now, going to take a fourth hatch. It's actually a fifth and a fourth and a fifth hatch, but the fourth is a macro hatch. But at this point, we have the infestation pit coming out, and Violet has taken a commanding lead here, up by almost 40 food, and just really rocking, totally busting it out macro-wise on 3 bases. This fourth hatch only going to solidify the growing lead, and this is just not enough to deal with what Violet has coming. Just a few zealots and a large group of Stalkers, and it's going to be pretty comedic. JYP, if he wants any hope of getting back into this game, is going to have to get a third. And in the meantime, while he's doing that, getting a third and getting some tech down, he's actually going to be a little bit hurt, because this is all he has for an army, and that's bad news if you are JYP. And he does get split up here. Stalker's getting taken down. He's tucked away in this corner. The Lings are going to move out, seeing the rest of JYP's army come in there. He is 1-1, getting 2-2 up, and JYP has +3 attack, no armor, no shields, and that's pretty good. I remember MC saying if you have good micro, you don't need to get the Carapace. Carapace. You don't need to get armor. Just need to get attack. We'll see how good JYP's micro is. Nice force fields, but still Zerglings just flooding in here. JYP having to use blinking back groups of stalkers at a time, trying to force field off these units and get off the creep, because he's definitely at a disadvantage fighting on creep, and it looks like he's just going to run away, but it doesn't even matter because Violet, again, just a huge food lead. The Spire just about to complete. He's going to be able to add a bunch of Mutalisks. There's the Fungals on the Stalkers. Roaches coming in. Here come the Lings to flood. This is... I'll be surprised if JYP can even survive this battle. More Fungals going down. Stalkers unable to blink away. Roaches and Zerglings just doing a complete number on these guys. And JYP... this is all he's got left. This is his army. These 6 stalkers. Nope, he just warped in a few more. But he doesn't have a ton of money. And Violet, as he comes in and tries to take out Violet's third. Oh, I thought Violet was going to counter. But there's another fungal on the last few stalkers. And there is GG. Game 2 in the book. Series tied at 1-1. And we are going to move directly into game number 3. We're not even going to stop. A little bit of overlay here. This is going to be new for me, but jumping right into game 3. Welcome back. For those of you who might be who might have left during those last 3 seconds. Welcome to NuubCast. I'm Bombs. If you're unfamiliar, NuubCast, we are all about non-pro replays, except for today. This is the game number 3 between EmpireViolet and Evil Geniuses JYP at this is Group A, Season 6 of the Intel Extreme Masters, taking place this weekend this week, I suppose, in Hanover, Germany. And just as I wait for NuubCast number 500 to get in its vehicle for launch, I am happy to be able to grab some replays from one of the premier leagues in the world, probably the top European league, and able to grab these replays because they post them literally immediately, and it's so awesome to be able to just go in and grab these games and be able to cast them for you guys. And this is NuubCast number 499 and a half, all in one video. It's going to be very long, so you already know that if you've been watching. JYP not doing anything different from his first 2 games, going for that Forge Fast Expand. FFE or die, baby. It's got to be a t-shirt. Let's get it on the Handsome Nerd. Which is actually kind of tough. I mean, I've actually done a couple of designs for Handsome Nerd, but they're often too close to Blizzard, their images of buildings and things like that, and you can't use that. So the Handsome Nerd is not able to take any designs like that. But I think that would be really cool. FFE or die. And yeah, maybe I'll try and come up with a design for that. It'd be pretty awesome. Because I was thinking of maybe doing a forge, but you can't really do a forge. Anyway, JYP once again successfully blocking the natural, but of course, Violet going to drop that second hatchery where the third would be, which is, again, pretty standard. If you get blocked, you drop your second where your third's going to be. Photon cannon down. Forge is finished for JYP. Going to complete the wall off and continue mining like a boss. To see if there's going to be any kind of different strategy this game. Violet has... both players have kind of done the same thing more or less. I mean, composition-wise, in the last game, Violet was teching 2 Mutalisks. He never really got to Mutalisks because he was able to really do some good damage. It was a good map for Roach Ling counters, and once he got his Infestors out, he went basically Roach Ling Infestor. In the first game, he did Mutalisks and then went into Infestors, but it wasn't fast enough. Second game, he got his Infestors first, as we see JYP dropping the Photon Cannon, trying again to delay this expansion. He wants to keep that Zerg player from being able to get 3 bases up so quickly. But yeah, in the first game, he went Mutas before Infestors, and that did not work out well. Second game, he went Infestors first, was still teching the Mutas, but the Infestors were enough to keep the Stalkers from blinking away while his Roaches and Lings completely decimated them. And this time, we're just curious to see how these guys are going to change things up, if they're going to change things up, because so far, JYP's opening is identical to what he has done the last 2 games, and though taking a lot more time to try to... Oh no. Queens were going to go back to try and take down that pylon, but that was not a good idea. If he focuses down the hatch, he's going to get it. But, and now with the Queens, I would just focus the hatch if I'm JYP right now, because he could have taken it. But now it looks like he's going to have enough with the Lings. And that's kind of... If you don't get the hatchery, I mean, you kill a couple of units, but if you don't get it, that's, 400 minerals. It's kind of wasted. A little bit wasted. And if you count the original pylon, that's 500. So, not a tiny bit of a disadvantage for JYP, but we'll see how it plays out. Speed on the way for Violet. Already a quarter of the way done. Getting his Roach Warren. Again, very similar builds with the Evo Chamber as we saw in the last 2 games. Not a whole lot of variation here, which it's actually very interesting because Violet has been very intriguing lately, and it's been a whole lot of fun watching him play. He's been doing very well lately, and I don't think I can recall seeing him do the same build 3 games throughout a series. JYP, going back to what worked for him in the first game, wanting to start off with some Stargate play, and he's got 4 gates and a Stargate, but where is the Stargate hidden? Back over here in the corner. Has Violet seen that? No, he has not. But any movement of an Overlord over into that area is going to take care of it. Ling's getting completely turned away. There's no opening for them to get through. JYP is completely walled in. And when it comes time to move out, he will drop another pylon here and probably kill that. Or that gateway when he builds more gateways. If he needs a bigger opening. But 1 pylon should be plenty. The Void Ray is out, doing a little bit of damage over here. Shows himself... I'm always curious as to, in these openings, why the Protoss players at the high level show that Void Ray right away, before the Phoenix are finished, before there's more units out there ready to attack. Just seems like he puts himself at a bit more of a disadvantage. Obviously, Violet, once the Void Ray is out, he's able to quickly drop down some of these spores and just basically keep him from doing any kind of harass, any kind of anything. These Phoenix going to cut behind the base and take out these Overlords. Can do that and be a very nice boon. Maybe supply block his opponent. Lots of sentries here. Is he going to do any force field to keep them around? It doesn't look like it. Didn't lose any sentries. I think he got maybe 1 Zergling. These Phoenixes are going to... These Phoenix These phoenixes, yeah. Phoenixes, plural. Phenai. Caloxin. More Zerglings out, just checking out the map. Gaining some control. Void Ray sitting back here, getting his shields charged right back up. No hull damage as of yet. Not seeing anything else come out of the Stargate, so it's just going to be 4 Phoenix and 1 Void Ray with harassing responsibility. JYP getting his third up very quickly. Under 12 minutes had that Nexus down. Very nice timing. Oh, the Spores moving around to deal with the Phoenix harass. And, oh, the Queen's able to take one down. But here they are. More Queens. Man, Queens are fast on creep. And 2 Phoenix. Oh, no. Still doing... Still has 3. And it looks like he's going to counter with some Lings, or he was thinking of countering with some Lings, but the Void Ray caught them in the middle of the map. Is he going to replace that Phoenix? He is not. Stalkers in the back. Spire already complete, being upgraded for... Yeah, it was hidden underneath all these Overlords. There it is. I didn't even see it before. Lots of Roaches and Zerglings coming in. JYP's army hanging out at the third, wants to be able to protect it. He has Immortals out, getting upgrades, getting Blink. Violet has a sizable food lead, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. With force fields, I think that JYP is still going to be okay. Keep in mind, I didn't watch any of these games before I cast them. I didn't catch them. Being in America, these games took place at like 4 a.m. or something, and I didn't see them. So this is the first time I'm seeing them too. I didn't mention that earlier. I rarely ever cast games that I've watched before anymore, because it just it sucks the life out of the game for me, in my opinion. Phoenix still out here trying to do some more damage, but the Mutalisks are out, and yeah, gonna get driven away. This observer sees all of these Lings. Mutalisks actually chasing Phoenix, which is not a sight you see all the time. Stalkers now know the Mutalisks are nearby, and they're getting themselves in position here. Mutalisks sitting in the back, and we have an attack at the front as well. Mutalisks getting driven away by the Stalkers. And JYP, man, just really surprised me these last 2 games with his ability to just have his mind in 2 places at once. The ability to be able to blink in, chase away Mutalisks, and be at his other ramp and force fielding off. That was incredible. That was incredible by JYP. Just so seriously impressed with that, with what we just saw right there. That was unreal. That 2-pronged attack. Basically, I don't know how you do that. You just blink in and then not look at the battle at all, and see in the minimap that you're getting attacked at your third. Go over there, and with your units highlighted, obviously in a control group, hitting that button, getting perfect force fields, and completely blocking off those units. This is a lot of Lings and a lot of Mutalisks coming in. Let's see. Nice force fields, good blinks going out by JYP. Question is, will he be able to... Oh, he's going to lose both those Phoenix very quickly. They're going to go down. And Violet's still pretty far ahead, but here comes Storm from JYP. Is that going to be the deciding factor? Is it going to be Storm? We have more Stalkers warping in the low ground. He's only +1 armor, +2 attack, while Violet's melee is 1/1, and his air is +1 attack. We have a hatchery going down here in the middle of the map. I don't think JYP is going to let that go. He's going to force a cancel on it right now. In the meantime, of course, JYP dropping his own Nexus in the middle of the map. And Mutalisks are going to take out that pylon as they see it. And looks like Violet had a hatch up here already and already got taken down. Another engagement. Guardian Shield going up. Lots of Banelings here for Violet. Now, JYP was able to, last time in the last game, he was, I don't know how he did it. I'm still flabbergasted that he was able to keep his units from taking, particularly his Stalkers, from taking very much, if any, damage from Banelings. So let's see if he's able to do it again. If he comes in here with those units, of course, he's going to have to keep his Banes off the cannons. Or just... Oh, Baneling speed just finished, and here come those Banelings. Huge storms on the Banelings, and oh my goodness, again, losing almost no Stalkers whatsoever. And if you can do that as Protoss, if you can make your Zerg opponent just waste Banelings so inefficiently, and this is a lot of cannons, but he takes out the pylon immediately, and finally getting here with the Stalkers blinking in, and again chasing away what is a lot of Mutalisks. That is 25, 24 Mutalisks. And here comes another flank with these Zerglings able to get in here, going to take out this base, while the Mutalisks are going to come right back in here, but there's plenty of Stalkers here to keep them at bay. Half the Stalker is going to go and deal with these Zerglings who are sitting there and hold position there for a minute, or stop position. Lots more Zerglings coming out for Violet. That is, oh my goodness, 4. That's almost, it's like what, 90? 4 times 24 is 88. Yeah, 90. More Zerglings. Huge blinks going by for JYP. Getting chased down by these Mutalisks. Oh my goodness, I can't even tell where to put the camera because there's so much happening right now. All of those Zerglings, though, dying very quickly. Mutalisks going in there. I want to check the units tab really quick. He has only 20 Zerglings out of 88, so JYP's control just out of this world right now. Out of this world. And he is going up to 2-2. Getting his level 2 attack. No, he's getting level 3 attack for going level 2 armor. Mutalisks coming in here trying to do more economic damage. The supply lead has changed, and JYP is slightly ahead now. Of course, JYP engaging in the center. Violet taking down pylons. Again, another blink in from these Stalkers. And Violet trying desperately to get a 4th base up. Had one over here, and it got taken down, and now he's trying to establish this base in the middle, actually distance mining to his 3rd with these drones. And if JYP's 4th base is up, if he can hold on to his while keeping Violet from getting his, this game will be his. He has a 10 food lead, making more Mutalisks, making more Banelings, making more Zerglings. Not a lot of upgrades coming. And can he continue to do such an amazing job? He used Storm on those Banelings before. Really get another Storm off. There's a couple of huge Storms. Again, losing almost no Stalkers. And oh my goodness, killing so many Mutalisks. Jumping ahead in food and supply. And just, oh my goodness, decimating Violet's army. JYP's control just out of this world. Unbelievable. And he's going to come in here. He's going to take down this hatchery. And there is not anything that Violet's going to be able to do. Storming even his own units to get those Mutalisks softened up. And softened they are. And that is it. There's GG from Violet. Wow. JYP takes the series 2-1. Moves on in the group play. Oh my goodness, that was an awesome game 3. Wow, that was close. And JYP just, man, control, so sick. Storms on the Banelings, oh my goodness. Wow. Well, that was a whole lot of fun for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Games 1, 2, and 3, JYP versus Violet in the Intel Extreme Masters Season 6 World Championship from Hanover, Germany. If you didn't get to see them live, definitely check out those games. All the replays are out there, just waiting to be had. All right, guys. Keep climbing that ladder. Hope you enjoyed it. 500 tomorrow. Peace.